All right, all right, all right. You there, Jake? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, y'all?
Unmute. I got you. Got unmute.
Says I am. Unmuted.
You there?
You hear me?
All right, you there, Dalton?
You hear me?
Go ahead. Sorry about that. I've been having some issues with the audio, but here we are. All right, so we going to go ahead and wrap up week 2 and go ahead and get into week 3 of me and Dalton. Appreciate everyone that's tuned in so far and future, past, and present. So, we're rocking and rolling here. Obviously, only episode 3, so long season. Can't wait to go ahead and dive into it. So, all right, man. A lot of games to go ahead and cover from last week, and a few more with college, and then we'll take a look at actually this last week with NFL as well. So let's see here. All right. So week 2, we went ahead and had a few, upsets. Like you said, it wasn't all as crazy as everyone thought it would be. I'd say with the Colorado game and first 3 games here, 31 points got you a dub. Looks like so. All right. So we'll go ahead and start off with Michigan and Texas. Looks like Texas. Well, it looks like I have these wrong here. So Texas, I got 31, and then
I was.
Michigan 12. So
I missed the game.
yeah. So yeah. So it's crazy, man. Quinn Ewers, I mean, looked great. It looks like the quarterback there for Michigan's going to have some a long season, maybe. I know they've had some issues, with their O line as well. You think coming off a dub, coming off a national championship, people have been knocking down their door to get a quarterback. I don't see how they couldn't have got a better quarterback. But what are your thoughts on the game? What you saw?
I don't think they even tried in the portal, which is weird. I don't even think they reached out to people. like you said, Quinn Ewers looked great. Did you see that play where he threw a touchdown and then before he even completed it, he was talking crap to that D
Yeah,
tackle?
he's talking cash. Yeah, yeah,
Before he
yeah, yeah.
completed the ball was in the air. He knew it was a
Yeah,
touchdown.
yeah. He's a
I
beast.
like his swag. I like that team. They got a lot of swagger. They're gonna be tough to beat, even the SEC. This should get it's gonna have a long year. I think of the Big Ten. They don't have
Yeah,
weapons. I don't know if you can blame it on the QB. The receivers aren't getting separation. The tight end's the number
yeah.
one weapon. Doesn't That's not great. You need receivers. I don't know. Michigan hasn't had great receivers in a while. They had Roman Wilson last year, but he's gone, and they didn't replace him. It doesn't look like.
Yeah, yeah, they struggled pretty much from start to finish. So yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be a long road for him here. I'd say, yeah, I mean, I'd say Texas is looking like they belong in the SEC. I know it's a Big Ten opponent, but can't really put too much into it. But I think they're going to be right there at the end. I think they'll take a lot of Oregon's spot in a lot of people's minds. I don't think Oregon's going to maybe be there, so we'll see. But
Not looking good.
yeah, so it was a pretty open and shut one right there. I mean, a lot of these games unfortunately were, but one great game we had was Syracuse over Georgia Tech. They dropped out of the top 25 after this game, deservingly so. It looks like Kyle McCord went off. We'll talk about him a little later. Had him as our MVP this week. He went and balled out. So, I mean, coming from Ohio State, everybody had their questions on him, seeing if Syracuse took a big gamble on him. Some people thought, but looks like they're going ahead and cashed in and looks like they got a guy, and who knows? Maybe they'd be give some people some fits, and ACC they'll make that a whole lot more interesting. With Louisville and them, and with Florida State, coming out rough. They might just replace Florida State, and we might see a Syracuse Louisville ACC championship. Who knows?
I like this McCord comeback story he's got so far. I know it's only been 2, 3 games, whatever,
Yeah,
but great start to the year. I mean, he's on pace for 4,500 and 40. I don't know if it'll happen, but they don't play great defenses. Orange Gadsden, maybe the best tight end in the country. They really he missed last year. Great to have him back. 2 receiving touchdowns last week. Georgia Tech, they were ranked for 1 week, man.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, some people just maybe shouldn't have been ranked in the first place. Georgia Tech looks like they always, if they're ranked, they usually get in at the end of the season. Not really used to seeing Georgia Tech, you know, ranked from week 1 to week 12 or whatever they're doing now. So I did some math and I literally seen it because of College Football 25. But if you have to go through the quarterfinals, so if you don't get a bye in the in the first few, I guess top 4 seeds get a bye. You could, if you go all the way to the Natty, that's I think it's 17 games. So
Yeah, conference championship. Yeah, and then 4 games. Yeah,
that's so.
NFL season.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But so Syracuse looking good. Georgia Tech, like I said, fell out of the top 25 of that. We've seen another team pop into the top 25. We'll talk about them as well a little bit later. So, but we'll go ahead and move on with UCAS, South Carolina. Everybody thought UK was going to win. They were -10 going in, and they got smacked in the mouth. Why? How do I know? Because I had money on them, and I lost, and they lost me money. So their offensive line's horrible. The quarterback's a statue, and they don't have a great running back like UK's used to. UK's used to having a pretty solid running back, I'd say, last 8 years, something like that. A good college running back, at least, go out and do some crazy stuff. Even if they have to run it Wildcat, they'll get a guy, Lynn Bowden, and people like that. So, but yeah, what'd you think about that game? South Carolina looks like they came out and had a way better game than people thought.
Oh, the game was just ugly for both teams. Well, South Carolina played good defensively. Offensively, they didn't really do much either. They didn't have to, though.
Yeah,
We played that
they
good
didn't have to.
defensively. Maybe their defense can keep them in most games this year. I mean, their offense hasn't played good either week. They squeak-balled Dominion. So
Yeah,
I think that's why most people had Kentucky penciled in. But both their quarterbacks look terrible.
bad.
I think
Yeah.
if they keep going, watch out for Barryon Brown moving to quarterback, like Lynn Bowden type deal.
Yeah, I can see that. I can
Way
see
too
it.
explosive to not be able to get the ball in his hands. He's probably the fastest player in the country, and you can't get the ball, so that's a problem. They need to figure out how to get him the ball somehow. The quarterbacks can't do it.
I mean, I think I don't know how many years it'll be, but I think we're gonna see someone like transfer mid-year and suit up that year, and then just go get a quarterback week 6 or something. I could see that happening.
If that's allowed, I don't know the whole rules there.
I mean, down the road, it's not now, but I think down the road
that would be
could be
pretty
something that
interesting.
could happen.
What about trades? We could do trades. Would be awesome.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I think a lot of stuff's going to change here soon. But all right, we'll go ahead and move it on. Big game of the week. Everybody thought it was just the big game. It was our game of the week. Colorado, Nebraska at Lincoln. A lot of hype going into the game. Obviously, everybody was shoving this game, down everyone's throats. So it was kind of, it was everywhere. You couldn't escape it. Rayola pulls up in a Lambo. I mean that figuratively, but he may have one because NIL.
Yeah, you
Like
might.
really, that's no, probably not figuratively, but yeah. He man, they smacked them. I lost a lot of respect for Colorado. Not a lot of respect, just a lot of expectation, I guess, for Colorado. I mean, I didn't think they would get smacked like that. Shadur walking off the field, hurt or not, he sounded a little slurred in the post game, but who knows? Then we had I don't know. I don't know. I think Dion's in a lot of trouble, or they'll turn it around. Next week's it's always move on to next week, and they call it Sheep Week up there. There with the Rams, so they got their rivalry in Colorado State. Turn around after getting smacked in the mouth. Probably one of the last teams you want to play is your in-state rival the week after. So who knows? I think Colorado State will cover.
They should. I don't know. They're not very good. They lost 52-0 to Texas. This game will say a lot about Colorado. If they, it shouldn't be close. I mean, 52 to
Yeah,
0. I
I
know
know, I know. It's crazy. Everybody was hoping for a better game. Even if you don't like Colorado, he's probably hoping for a better game. I don't know, but maybe not. But he was
Nebraska.
bad, man.
Nebraska looks good. That's who we need to talk about, not the
That's
losing
it.
team. We need to talk about the winning team because their defense it looked phenomenal out there. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
their front seven just manhandled the whole game. I mean, I'm not saying that's easy, not easy to do to Colorado, but North Dakota
yeah.
State is a physical team. I mean, I know they're FCS, but they're physical as well, and they couldn't do it. Nebraska just dominated up front. Second half, they cruised. They didn't. They literally just cruised the victory. They didn't do anything.
It was over. It
Uh,
was over. I mean, the defense actually did a lot better than they fought in there more than people thought. But yeah, Nebraska, like Taylor Lewan put it perfect. I seen in a video. He was like, "Should we be asking the question: Is Colorado horrible, or is just Nebraska possibly elite? They might just be really, really good."
They
So
might be. They might be ahead of schedule. I thought maybe 2 years from now, watch out for him. Rayola junior year, but he's already looking like a vet back there. He's not looking like a freshman. I mean, he doesn't make mistakes. He's not doing
mhm.
anything explosive yet, but he's not making mistakes, and that's what you need when your defense is like that and they have a good run game. Nebraska could give the top dogs in the Big Ten some fits this year. I think.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. Yeah, who knows how that's going to shake up? But yeah, like you said, I've seen a video where Rule was talking about Rayola. He just learns throughout the game. He stuff you learn the next game, he learns it same game. And by the time fourth quarter comes around, he's already kind of got it all scored away. So yeah, man. So we'll go ahead and move on here. We got Tennessee, NC State. Thought this is going to be a better one. NC State's not looking good. They're looks like their transfer portal looks like it's not turning out how they thought it would be, but. Had Nico had a pretty good game. He didn't do nothing insane, but you throw 51 points on NC State, man. You had a pretty good week.
Tennessee's looking dangerous, man. Their defense they never had a defense like this when they had offense. It's always been one or the other in the past
Yeah,
20 years. They
yeah.
got both. Watch out for them because their defense played great. That's
I
they.
mean, they never. I mean, they weren't good under the Pruitt era. Obviously, they never did anything with Jeremy Pruitt at head coach. So haven't seen a good Tennessee defense in some time. It seems like so.
Plus,
Yeah, I
they
mean,
wasted Hendon Hooker. It's a great year from him. I mean, now they got a
yep,
defense. Nico is he threw 2 picks. I need to see him take care of the ball better against better
yeah,
teams. But
yeah,
he ran the ball really good too. He was explosive. The team's great. I don't like Tennessee. I hate to say it, but man, they're tough. They might be a top five
yeah,
team right now. I think might be top five
yeah. They're
team.
good.
NC
Yep,
State
they're
looks
solid.
bad though. NC State looks bad though.
Yeah, NC State just doesn't look like how they were supposed to. NC State's been a real problem these past 3 years, 3 years. So they've always been, someone you can't sleep on, and yeah,
They've been
maybe
underrated
next.
though. Maybe they're better than being the underdogs instead of being the hunted. I don't think that's their spot. And Grayson McCall maybe he's overrated. He don't look good at all.
Yeah, he don't. I will. Well, maybe that year, last year, Coastal Carolina, maybe it was just a right place, right time for him. But we'll see. Going into conference play here soon. I know it's not going to get any easier. ACC is not the best, but it's not the worst conference either.
It's okay this year. You got some like Syracuse we talked about earlier could be a dark horse, and Georgia Tech, not bad. But then you got some disappointing teams like Clemson and Florida State. You got to throw in there too. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, so all right, and then we got the last one here of the sixth game of the week here, or pick six that we went ahead and picked for the week 2. We got Boise State, Oregon. Man, +20 was the spread here for Boise State. I mean, they almost won. They chewed the clock down. Oregon last minute field goal. But man, they look for real. Jeanty looks for real. Ashton Jeanty, he's really good.
I told you about that guy.
He's good, man. He's good. He was a part of our players of the week last week, man, and he followed it up with another big game. I wish they'd have got the win, but they did have a good showing. And look, Boise State, man, they might be back to the old Boise State, back when we were younger. So those Kellen Moore days, and who knows?
Oregon needed a punt return and a kick return touchdown to win that game. I mean,
yeah,
I think that's crazy. If you didn't watch the game, you probably didn't know that they need a punt and kick return touchdown to eke out that win. So it's the special teams won the game. That's not something sustainable for Oregon.
Yeah. You're not used to seeing Oregon win their games with special teams play. So for sure, you're able to see them have explosive offense coming off Bo Nix era, and all the other mobile crazy quarterbacks they've had in the past. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they'll have a wake up call in the season here.
Gabriel's numbers look great on paper too.
I know.
I don't know what's happening. Offense is just like stalling. I like the 40 time, or they're fumbling something. I don't know if they're going to pick it up, but I think I still have hope in them right now. It's just too much talent for a team to be inconsistent.
You always want to see what they're going to do out of their bye week. So much stuff's installed in bye week, and some stuff you clean up and you kind of get the regroup. So who knows when their bye week, when they come out in the second half of the season. So, but all right, man. Week 2, pretty good week. Got another exciting week coming up here. We'll go ahead and move on.
Shout out Northern Illinois too, though. We got to shout out Northern Illinois, by the way.
Oh yeah, definitely going to talk about them. Going to have our player of the week here, MVP. Man, like we said, Kyle McCord went ahead and throw him darts. Kyle McDarts, what I was calling him, all day Saturday. So 381, 4 touchdowns in the 31-28 upset over 22 Georgia Tech, former number 22 in the country, Georgia Tech. So yeah, man, it was a home victory. I'd say his first coming out party. Maybe first of many. Everybody was watching him ball out because all the other games that were supposed to be really good just weren't that good. So a lot of people were just watching Syracuse. Every time he looked up, he made a big play. So, he's going to be on. He's good, man. He's going to be on a lot of people's watch list. But what do you think, about Kyle McCord? What do you think about him? This next level, do you think this guy's actually going to go to the league and spin it? Do you think he's up there with Quinn or Miller Moss or the Shadurs? Is he up there in your eyes, or what do you think?
I just don't love pocket passers anymore. How many are good in the league right now? All the top quarterbacks are mobile guys, and he's just not very mobile at all, man. I like his arm strength, but he didn't play good he didn't elevate his receivers last year.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, last year was bad. I mean, honestly, I watched. So there was times where he couldn't give Marvin Harrison the ball, and then I found out later in the year he was his quarterback in high school. I'm like, if you can play with him for 6 years or whatever, y'all should be automatic every play, just about. So that scared me, him going in. But we was like, yeah, it's just a good transfer for Syracuse, but not a good transfer. But it's looking like it's actually going to be a good move for him. So, but next level, like you said, pocket passer, it's not ideal right now, but he's not like a statue in the pocket. He does move around a little bit. He gets the ball out. He gets the ball out. And, I mean, I don't know. I would take him. I would say, I don't know. Who's some senior? We got some other senior quarterbacks that are coming out. I mean, I like this class.
He might be QB 6, 7.
QB number 6. That's what I'm saying. He might be a career backup. I think he'll be all right. Jared Stidham. I mean, is he better than Jared Stidham? It's pretty decent comp.
Probably.
If Jared Stidham can make it in the league and it be news that he's not starting, then I think Kyle McCord.
It is crazy.
Then Kyle McCord can at least get in the league and chill for a few years and get an injured start.
Yeah, I think he could be a backup, no doubt about it. I just don't see him being a playoff contending quarterback.
No, me either. Maybe not, but we'll see.
You never know.
We'll see. We'll see what he does this year.
Brock Purdy type guy.
Yeah, well, we've seen we've had a lot of people just get a change of scenery and it helps them out. I think the NFL teams, as years go down, they're not going to even look at that anymore as much as how many schools you've been to, just because everybody's going to be going from school to school. So, but yeah, man, like you said, you wanted to go ahead and mention NIU, which we had a special MVP. Not a player, but we did go ahead and do an MVP here for Coach Thomas Hammock, head coach of Northern Illinois. Um, Biggest upset of the week, it's going to be up there, biggest upsets of the year. In my opinion, 16 to
Gotta be.
14. If you watch that game, man, that coach, Coach Hammock, he kept them so cool and collected. I mean, if it was 4th and 1, if it was 3rd and 1, he wasn't rowdy or animated. You want to keep your guys cool when they're in South Bend. They got paid over $1 million just to show up, and I didn't know anything about him before. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a Coach Hammock expert. But they said during the game, he's a former player, former Husky at NIU, and he was, after he applied for the job, he was just pretty much harassing the AD, like, hire me, hire me. He said he called him every day. So
He was
I like
emotional
stories like that.
after the game. He was crazy emotional. You could tell how much it meant to the guy. That he was NIU through and through.
Yeah.
Great victory. It's always great to see something like that happen for the kids.
Yeah.
Thing for the kids, man. They'll never forget.
They played good, man. They was smacking Notre Dame up front, and you got the NIU, the Maction. He's representing for the MAC, and like we said, with Georgia Tech losing, dropping out of the top 25, well, NIU hopped in, so they took their place. They're in the top 25 now. So how long will they stay there? NIU is one of those teams. Once they get in the top 25, they don't really get out. They're not in the most crazy conference. So.
Like you said though, Max, you never know what's going to happen. They could lose that. They could lose Miami of Ohio tomorrow.
Yep, I know. But
Anybody
hey,
except Akron, anybody except Akron.
oh, I bet. Yeah, I bet. I mean, like with the NIL, man, all these lower schools, I guess the gap and just the skill level is just shortening a little bit, and players know if they play good against Notre Dame and play good against Georgia, if they play good against Michigan, they might literally get money for that. They might get a better NIL deal next year at a new school. So these games, they weigh so much more, especially when it's probably one of their only national televised games of the year.
My favorite thing about that coach too, I heard that after the game, he told Marcus Freeman he would help him out.
I don't like Marcus Freeman. His pants are too tight, and he just is. He's too. Like I said, Coach Hammock wasn't too emotional, and he was keeping his cool. Well, Franklin, or what's his name? Not Franklin.
Marcus Freeman.
Freeman. I get them mixed up. Freeman. I think they're two just twins. They're not good. They are finessing Penn State and Notre Dame for all their money.
Either.
Yeah, they're robbery. They have robbed so much money, and hats off to them. But yeah, I don't. He was just sitting there like just no emotion ever, no pep in his talk, like no pep in his step, no just uplifting his team. Like if you're about to get upset, you need to be a little bit more, in the game. He just looked like he's kind of in over his head.
Oh, I thought that's his day one with him. I mean, he just had some big wins there, but he had some bad losses too. He lost to Marshall as well there. You can't lose those games at Notre Dame and expect to be around long.
Nope, that Riley Leonard's not playing good as advertised, and honestly, it might be just the system because this guy is just I don't know. I don't think that
Hartman didn't play last year really.
Yeah, they just are like they're like the college Dallas Cowboys at this point. Notre Dame is getting to that point. It's with me. It's just like everybody talks about them every year now, and the next 2 years are supposed to be good. They got the really good quarterback coming in, Deuce Knight, who we'll talk about later in the year. He's really good. They just said he went from 4-star to a 5-star, 247 or whatever. So
nice.
He's really good. Yeah, so they do got a guy coming in. If somebody else doesn't come in, he might get a bigger bag and realize he wants to win some big games and go somewhere else. But they could also use him, and he could be, a turning point. So,
start him, and they'll get a transfer like always.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Most of these big, you don't want to start a freshman, and the freshman leaves. It's just that's the new world that we're in right now. It seems like, and then sometimes they leave and don't start. Malachi knows.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. You're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, because, like you said, if they don't start, they're going to leave. So at this point, you might as well just throw him in freshman year and see what he can do to let him know, hey, this is your team already. You ain't got to worry about it, and let's get better. But I know I was watching Coach JB and he was changing the subject with NFL. A lot of these quarterbacks, man, his argument is a lot of these rookie quarterbacks just their first year starting. They're just playing too early, man, and they're just getting thrown in the fire too early. But we'll talk about that once we go over our NFL games. But we do want to go ahead and move forward with our this week's matchups here. We got our pick six, and we got 6 games. Oh, Dalton's so crazy here. So, all right, we got pick six week 3 here. So, all right, man, what we're gonna do is go over these 6 games, and bear with me here, and then we'll go over our NFL games as well. So, NFL games that kicked off, man, we had some great games that some of them were not as close as we thought, but a couple of them were great. So, but we want to go ahead and go with our week 3. So let's go here and get this pulled up. All right.
Memphis. I like Memphis.
Yeah.
I like Memphis this week. Money line, fellas. I got it. I think they got it. Florida State looks terrible. Memphis might be the best non-power 5 team, not power 4 or whatever, in the country. Seth Hennigan's going to go into Tallahassee and go out with the win, I think. That's just my opinion on the first game. I jumped the gun there, but I was just excited to talk about Florida State.
No, man, I'm right there. First, I mean, I feel you. It's first game. They're +5 right now. I think +5.5. I like them taking the spread for sure. Is Florida State really going to lose again at home? I think they might. You like Memphis? You've been saying that past couple weeks. Watch out for them for Memphis and Florida State. I won't be surprised either way. I won't be surprised if Florida State wins by the skin of their teeth. So I don't know, man. This is a hard one. 5, you got a noon kickoff. I like Memphis spread if you're a betting man. I like Memphis money line if you just want to, go crazy. I think out of all these games, it might be the best for technical upset, but I don't even think it's an upset at this point. You're beating Florida State.
I wouldn't call it one. That's what I'm saying. I think if it was on a neutral field, I think they'd be favored right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's true. And by the end of the first quarter, they probably will be favored. Honestly, do I have a pick in this game? Man, I'll go ahead and ride with you on Memphis. I like Memphis. I like Memphis in that game. I could never put faith in Florida State, especially as long as Norvell's there,
Yeah, Florida State makes look stupid because they do that sometimes. They could come out and dominate this game, show out. They got the big guys. They got the advantage in the trenches, and they could show it. But I just don't see it happening this year. I don't see the aggression from the Florida State side at all so far. They've been manhandled up front in both their games by lesser squads. So, yeah, I don't like them. I don't like them here. But like I said, they're always pesky. Never count them out because of the Seminoles.
Yeah. Yep, I agree, man. I'm right there with you. So we'll go ahead and that's noon. We got a lot of these games kind of close together, but we'll go ahead and rock with it. So you gotta have to choose one. If you got multiple TVs, most college fans do now these days. They got a good.
Got to.
I feel like every week on Twitter or Instagram, I see a crazy setup. I'm like, that's gonna be my setup one day.
I mean, I only got 2
something. Yeah,
4 would be nice. The 4 would be nice.
Well, you have YouTube TV, right? And you get to see all of them, right?
I can do the multi-view, yeah, and I got 2 TVs, so I can do like 8 games at once.
Yeah, that's great. I know that's a good invention.
It's pretty good, but it's like the multi-view is small, obviously.
It's picture in picture, so yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You're. I mean, yeah, it sucks. You are better off just building your own little setup. But that's the best part. Everybody's got their own man caves, and until their team loses in the playoffs and they break all their TVs.
There's a lot of good games. Just go watch it at a bar, anyway. It's just
Yeah.
They have all the games on there. You can look at them all at the same time. Never a bad idea, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know. That's the best. But we're going to move on. Boston College, Missouri. You might question why this is on here, but I think it's going to be a good game. I think Boston. I think it's a big game. Bill O'Brien's playing smash mouth football in 2024, and you know what? I'm here for it. I never liked Bill O'Brien, the Texans. Never liked him he's the Pats. But guess what? If you're going to go ahead and take Boston College and you're going to make them decent, I'm here for it because they suck and they always have.
I like it. I like this game. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna win. I don't think they can win. Honestly, Missouri's really good, man.
I think Boston College can win, man.
I think Missouri's
Smash
really
mouth
good this
football. Smash.
year.
You take time of possession, man. Anything can happen. All you need is a couple turnovers and a big play, and you're looking at a total different
I
game.
was,
Then you got a team on their heels. Then they're forcing it down the field like Shadur was last week. They're forcing it, and they're just unraveling.
Brady
And
Cook doesn't force it. Broke the SEC record, most passes without a pick last year. Come on, put some respect on Brady Cook's name.
I mean, but that's Missouri quarterbacks. They all do have crazy
Brady
numbers. Then
Cook's nice.
before Matty Mock got kicked off, he was going crazy. Remember Matty Mock?
James Franklin was good.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
James
I would
Franklin
like.
was good.
I don't know, man. I can. They're just always a Big 12 team to me, and every time I see Missouri, I just think Big 12.
Man, they've been pretty good. They had some good years lately, though. Last year was good. They've had the SEC championship like their second or third year. They've been respectable since they moved in.
I
I
know,
don't.
but it just no, just visuals, just on like their visuals and just on them. I do only see them as a Big 12 school, and I just don't think they play SEC football. They don't play SEC brand football. Whoa, who's their best defensive player? Shane Ray and Michael Sam. I mean, in the past, who they've
They had
had.
Ennis Rakestraw. Ennis Rakestraw just got drafted third round. I mean, that's he's pretty good.
But we
Corner
don't know if he's good yet. We don't know
the
if he's good yet.
Lions. He messed up the first game, but it's the first
Yeah,
game.
we don't know. We don't know if he's good yet.
No, but anyways, they had an 1,800-yard rusher last year. I mean, you can't do that being soft. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, I feel it. I just don't think. I don't know. Why wouldn't you just go to? Why wouldn't you just stay? Well, Big 12 is not the same than when they left, but I think they should go back to Big 12, and then they should just combine the SEC Big 12. That's another conversation. But man, we'll move on. We got a little bit later the game. As soon as that Missouri game is be wrapping up, we'll see if they'll be keeping Bill O'Brien and them in check or not. But we'll be going with the Gators of Florida, and then we got Texas A&M. Yep. I mean, we got Norvell fighting for his life in this. He's fighting for his life. That man's phone is on silent. Yeah, yeah, I forgot. His phone is on silent. I guarantee it when he goes to bed because he don't know when he's getting that call.
Oh, it's a must win for the. This is a must win. Well, not necessarily, I guess. Not at this point in the year. It has not a must win. I don't want to say that. He could lose this game and then somehow beat Georgia and Tennessee. You know, I'm not gonna say that's impossible. It's not a must win, but it would sure be good for him to get this win because then we got Mississippi State, very winnable game. If we start 3-1, conversation's a lot different around Gainesville. But he has to prove it, and A&M's got a great defense. Lagway and Mertz, I think I've heard they're going to both play. I disagree with that, honestly. I think after what Lagway did, I know Lagway played Stanford last week, but the passes he made is what it was. It ain't about who's on the field. It's about the ball. You know, if you know football like you do, it's about the throws you make, not about the team on the field. And he threw
I agree.
amazing balls last week. He looked like he saw Anthony Richardson type balls, man. So I just wish he would start him because what's he got to lose at this point? You know, that's just if I was in his head, I would start that man. I respect Mertz. He's a good last year, but he's not the guy. Obviously, he's not the future. He's not the future in Gainesville. You know, you might as well.
He has to start Lagway to save his job. This is the Chicago Bears. They had to move on. They had to move on from Fields to buy them time. They get Caleb Williams. The GM just bought himself 3 years. They need to put in Lagway to buy himself another year. You know, I think that's what he needs. He has to do it. I know a lot of the fans were saying he needs to wait a year and we'll unleash him next year. No, he needs to get on the field. Like when I said about how you keep your recruits and you throw the freshmen, just throw them out there. They're going to do it to the NFL. Might as well go ahead and throw you in your freshman year of college and see what's going on and don't have to worry about you transferring. If Mertz really started all year, you went 4-8. Aren't you scared to death Lagway might just dip out in the summer?
Yeah. That's the fans' concern for sure. That's what we're worried about. Number one priority is keeping Lagway for next year. We ain't worried about anything else. We need to have him.
That proves it because he's about to play, and you're still going to be worried if he's transferring. That's just that's why you have to play him. That's why you have to play him.
I agree. He looked like a top 5 pick that game. I mean, surefire. His arm strength is next level. He really looked like AR out there.
I like him. I like his fade. He got a good fade on him. He got a
Yeah,
good
man, you
W.
got to do it again. I mean, he plays Stanford. You got to do it against a real team. That's why I wish he would start this week because A&M got a good defense. Let's talk about A&M a little bit. Talk enough about my team now. Let's go to the opposition.
Yeah. What do you think about him? I mean,
Connor White.
are they gonna cover 'em- are they gonna cover 4 points? That's a scary spread. I don't like the spread. That spread is way too close for all the shit talking that's going on with Florida right now. Everybody's putting their name in the mud, rightfully so, in my opinion. But the spread to still only be 4, I don't know. I don't
What do you
know.
think? That's not enough or too much or what?
No, it's not enough at all. I think it should be 10.
I agree
But
until
but
last week, until I seen what they lost to Notre Dame at home week 1. Then Notre Dame goes
okay,
out and loses to Northern Illinois.
okay,
That changes my opinion at home. I mean, that changes my opinion on A&M. That lost to Notre Dame a lot because they scored 23 on you. They only managed 14 on a Northern Illinois defense, a MAC defense. I'm
yeah.
just saying that raises some red flags. That loss does now because that was at home, and that's Kyle Field supposed to be. It's like the swamp,
No, I
Like,
agree. I agree. This is not a good A&M team. This is not. This quarterback, he reminds me. He's like Riley Leonard Jr. He's not like, I don't know, but like not great. He's like Notre Dame Riley Leonard, but back at Texas A&M. Because I
yeah, I
mean, Riley
mean,
Leonard was better
Elko does
last year.
because guys, Elko just make turns into Riley Leonard, I guess. Elko's the guy from Duke. That's our coach now. So
Yeah, I know. It's just like he's got his guy back again. So it's like I don't know.
he lost to his guy too, and then and this
I
guy
just
loses.
don't see when you have all these teams. We got what? Texas A&M and Michigan. Texas A&M and Michigan coming off of Natty. Texas, oil money, money everywhere. You got the house that Manziel built. Y'all can't get a quarterback, or are you all that stupid to
This
think the
guy's supposed
quarterback
to
that
be
you all
supposed to
had
be a
was that
dog.
great?
He's
He's
supposed to be
not
a dog.
good. He's
I said,
not good. You
I
watch him
agree.
for 2 drives, you can tell he's not good.
I agree, but everybody's all about him. He played good last year until he got hurt. I guess that's all it was. It's a very
And you
small
want
sample.
me to add another quarterback to that list? Notre Dame. Their quarterback sucks. Or not Notre Dame. LSU. LSU's quarterback's horrible. It's horrible.
I'm on the
All three
fence
of
about
them.
Nussmeier. I'm on the fence.
All 3 of them are the same quarterback. They're the exact same. Mediocre. When you need a big third down, 3rd and 8, need to throw a corner out and bang it in there, they're not going to do it. And I don't think they're gonna. I don't. It's and it baffles me because it's like all these resources. You all should have ample time to go out and recruit guys. Go get your pick. Look at as much film as you need. You got more film than ever now. You got 22 angles, like they like to say. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Have they been good since Johnny Manziel? Honestly,
I mean, not really good. No, not really good. They competed a little bit for SEC. I don't think they made an SEC title though, even with Johnny.
no. His Johnny Manziel's last year wasn't good anyway. But that
But
was
never
just
made an
he
SEC
was
title. They haven't made an SEC title since they've been in the SEC. Talk about the team that shouldn't have left. A&M should have been in the Big 12. Missouri's
But
had
they're
more success.
okay. That's a good. Okay, that's good. So you think so?
More success
Honestly, Missouri has more success than SEC than Texas A&M has.
so far. They have.
Ooh, that to be a good comparison. We got to crunch those numbers.
Last
I
year,
think it's right there.
Missouri won. What they win last year? Orange Bowl, or they won a New Year's Six.
Yeah, they were good. But
They beat Ohio
Kevin
State.
Sumlin, who was their coach after Sumlin?
A&M, Jimbo.
Yeah, that's right. He was horrible. He ran him to the dirt. Oh my god. Yeah,
Oh,
that was crazy.
Jimbo wasn't good there. No, they a bunch of 9-3, 8-4 seasons couldn't get over the hump. He couldn't. That's A&M's story though. It doesn't matter their coach. It doesn't seem like so. Until I get proved wrong, A&M's just perennial 8-4 team. They're gonna beat some good teams. They're gonna lose to some teams they shouldn't lose to. And then everything else is gonna be normal for them. That's A&M.
I agree. It's same old song and dance with them, unfortunately. But everybody say a new era, but so much stuff is staying the same. It's weird.
Same teams are
But
good. I know.
yeah, same teams are good, but the teams that should be great are not even good. It's so weird. I don't get it. But okay, we'll move on, man. Picks with that one. Honestly, I do like I like you all spread just because of the line. I only like you all spread not because you're good, but I only like it because of the line. Um, it's too tricky of a line, but I've seen some dumb lines, especially with that Oregon -20 last week. But I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll take Texas A&M by a hair. But all right, we'll go ahead and
I'm
move
gonna ride with
on.
my guy. I got to go with Florida. I got to go, especially when our back's against the wall. You know, I really got to put faith in our team. Not the coach so much. Not just the
Is your
players.
back really against the wall? Because you're
It
plus.
should be every
You're a
game.
dog. You're a dog. Your
Should be
back's not
every,
against the wall.
and it should be for the swamp. I guess you shouldn't be a dog. So your back's against the wall for even being a dog.
Okay, I agree. I can ride that, especially with if my team was in the same boat, I'd feel the same way.
I mean, you know, like you said about teams supposed to be good, that we're one of them, and we're not good.
Yeah, man, everybody's saying Lane Kiffin to Florida, and I like it.
I would lose out if it was guaranteed to get him.
Get Lane. Hey, if
Only
y'all
if it's
got
guaranteed.
Lane,
Only if it's guaranteed.
I'll tell you right now, if you got Lane, I'm down to go to a Florida game at Gainesville to watch Lane. I'll watch Lane. I like
I've
Lane.
been wanting to go to another game, but we haven't been good enough yet since, you know.
Yeah, I like Lane. I just like him, man. He was just as a kid seeing him for the Raiders, how young he was. I'm like, how did he finesse the Raiders job at like 36 or something, whatever?
Oh yeah, that was wild.
He was young, man. He was young.
Wasn't ready.
He was really
mature
young.
still. Yeah.
He had Al Davis. He's had a lot of crazy bosses. He had Al Davis, Nick Saban. So he's been around the block, and he's still kind of young, for coaching age. So
I think he'll leave Ole Miss for sure. He's just waiting for the right job because they don't got enough money there. They lost their best player.
Gone. He's gone. He's gone. He's trying to get Jackson Dart that Heisman so he could get that under his belt.
Dart's balling.
He is balling. That people are sleeping on them too. I think a lot of teams are going to just try to replace that Oregon just place and the seating, whatever that would have been. I think Ole Miss is going to be right there for it. Yeah, we got UCLA coming up, man, and IU. IU is -3 right now, I think, last time I checked. I've been really scared to hop on that game, really scared, just because UCLA, first game, you really couldn't take too much data from it just because they were at Hawaii. And, now they had a long rest. I think it was like, I don't know how many days it was, but they've had a long rest since their
14 or something.
Yeah, they've had 2 weeks off. It's either going to be great for them or have them have to wake up third quarter. What do you think?
It looked like they needed some work the first game. I mean, Hawaii's not exactly known for their defense.
I know, but nobody plays good there.
Yeah,
nobody.
That's true. I mean, that's true.
Nobody goes there.
Nobody good goes there though.
It's always a late night dogfight. This game is still on type game, and it's a close one. I feel like every year with Hawaii, you usually get one of two of those out of the 6 home games, right?
Yeah, they usually don't have Power 5 teams travel there, though. It's rare.
I know. It is weird.
So that's a rarity in itself. I mean, I don't know how many times who else even been there in the past 10 years? Not Power 5 team, Not many. Not many.
I have no clue. Good thing none of those teams got George Mason. You seen George Mason got scammed out of their trip?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I feel bad for that.
Yeah, that was crazy. That's insane.
That's terrible.
No, that was wild. But okay, IU. They're fighting for recruits. I mean, this is the James Madison Hoosiers. You got half a James Madison squad on there from last year because they got their coach. So I like them. I watched their game against Western Illinois. I mean, I know it's Western Illinois, but man, they was scoring at will. And
77-3.
Yeah, they were scoring crazy, and they just look good. I mean, IU hasn't been they're a team that's really been able to benefit from NIL. I think in these next couple of years, I think they're going to get a lot better. So that's another thing. It's the kind of the ridicule on Texas A&M. You all have all these resources, and you all can't do it. But IU just got so much better in 1 or 2 years, and they're going to get way better. If they get the quarterback, Julian Lewis, #1 quarterback in the nation, is considering IU. When's the last time that happened? Oh yeah, Gunnar Kiel. How long was that? 11 years ago, 12 years ago, last time the #1 quarterback was considering IU, he didn't go.
He didn't go. Yeah.
He was committed there for a while.
He was committed there. I wish he would have went there. Things could have been.
He was committed there during Elite 11, I think, and then he bounced around. Where he went to Cincinnati. He finished at Cincinnati, but he started at Notre Dame.
Yeah, he went to Cincy.
Yeah, he ended up going to Notre Dame at first, but
he started at Cincy.
Yeah, I mean, he was with McKay, Louisville.
I don't trust Indiana ever. as far as I can throw them in football. So I'm going UCLA here. I
You're
think they
going
get their run.
UCLA.
I think they get their run game going. T.J. Harden had a great year last year. I mean,
Hmm.
Carson Stills made the Chiefs roster as undrafted player. He took his job last year. That says a lot
Yeah.
about the running back. Quarterback's experience is all I'll say about him. Our defense did look good against UCLA. I don't trust Indiana's offense. Rourke, Ohio quarterback at transfer. He ain't used to playing the big dogs. I think it's a very low scoring game, like UCLA's first game. But I think they get it done. Personally, I just Indiana
Okay.
doesn't have much. I don't think Indiana has much, but I know they did a lot against Western Illinois, but
Yeah, I know.
it doesn't really move my needle personally. It's like beating up on Furman or
Yeah, I know.
those schools.
I know, but man, I don't know why I want to root for the Hoosiers. I don't like UCLA, but
That's
just
fair.
because they should have way better jerseys. Their jerseys suck. They're
I like their blue jerseys now.
Those are okay. Yeah, with the dark. Yeah, with kind of classic look. Yeah, but they don't have any other crazy ones. I don't know. They should have some better jerseys.
Yeah, they
So
kind of like
with
their
that
classic or
with that
something.
reasoning, I'm gonna go with the Hoosiers. I like
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers in this one. Yeah, I do. I like them on the road just because I like this. It's a good story. Call me crazy, but
If they beat
you're fighting
UCLA, come on,
when you're
they're
that's
favored.
gonna they are favored. Yeah,
I mean,
they are.
they can't.
I think
Yeah,
they are favored. They're
I
favored by 4. I think they're favored by 4-3. But
just because they're at
yeah, it's
home,
definitely
but I
with
don't like that line.
it's within a touch. It's within a touchdown. Man, I like the Hoosiers on the road. Why do I like them on the road? Because usually they don't get no crazy crowd. It's LA. They're out doing stuff. They're partying. They're with Hollywood. They're not at the football game. They're just not. USC and UCLA does not have a packed house like they should. That play does, and I think UCLA, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's far. Like it's a far drive. I think Coach JB was talking about that how they don't get people just because it's a far drive. Don't quote me on it, but yeah, I just don't think they have a home field advantage at all.
I mean,
And
that's true. They usually don't.
they don't have a home field advantage. It's 7:30 kickoff, so you got to think that they're 3 hours behind East Coast. So I mean, I think the Hoosiers are going to be ripping and roaring going in there. Technically it's going to feel like a late night game for them, you know.
10:30
And it's just
kickoff for them.
10:30.
Local time for them it'll be 10:30.
Oh, so the 7:30 our time. Yeah, right. Okay.
So I
No,
mean, they got to. Hopefully, their players won't be tired, man, all day in that California sun.
yeah, I know. I don't think they're gonna win. I do. They're not gonna win. Okay, but we'll see. I think.
Oh, is that
I
Indiana?
think. Yeah. No. Is it at Indiana?
I thought it was at
No.
UCLA.
I think it's at UCLA. It is. Yeah, because
And
I put them all.
it's
Yeah, these are
10:30
all.
kickoff local. It's 10:30
Yeah,
Eastern
these are
time.
all. Yeah, these are all left as away. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think it's 7:30 Eastern. I think it's 7:30
Oh,
Eastern.
okay.
It is 7:30 Eastern. Yeah, these are all Eastern times.
Oh,
So,
that's
all
fine
right.
then. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock with Hoosiers, and then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put a friendly wager on it too, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna put a little. I'll put them in my parlay this week. Um, just nothing crazy, but and then I'm gonna go ahead and look at this game though tomorrow night. I mean, this game right here, it might be a shootout. Only reason I don't think it's a shootout is because these teams are technically coming off short weeks. That's hard to do in the NFL. It's probably even harder to do in college. I can imagine. Who knows?
Oh
But
yeah, probably.
I really like the Sun Devils here. I put some money on them a couple weeks ago. They covered handsomely. Texas State's also lighting up that scoreboard. Um, the over and under I think is 60.5 right now. Only reason they don't cover it, I think, because if they're tired, but I also think they're going to come out swinging, man. Once the lights, turn on, and once you get a couple drives in, you'll be tired tomorrow. Go ahead and ball out. What do you think? Who you got in this game?
It should be interesting. I like this game a lot, just on paper. Arizona State last week started off so strong. They almost blew it in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter. Up 30-3, went 30-23.
Mm-hmm.
20 unanswered, and they're lucky they even came out with the win. So I don't know if I could trust Arizona State. Their running back, Cameron Skatibu, though. If you haven't watched Arizona State play,
No,
please watch
yeah, I
this
saw them.
game. And
Yeah, they gave a bet on them, man.
their
They're
running back
always a
is
great.
awesome.
They're good. Do they play GT? Do they play Boise State this year at all? I
I'm
wonder
not
if they
sure
do.
about Arizona State.
I
Not
hope they
sure.
play them. I hope they play them.
But their offense looks good so far. Defense is looking solid. Arizona State's not looking bad at all. Texas State, though, I'm going to ride with the smaller conference school, I think.
Don't blame you.
Jordan McLeod. That's all
I
I
don't
got to say.
blame you. I
Jordan
don't blame
McLeod
you,
was just a
man.
problem. Joey Hobart at receiver, converted quarterback. I like that connection a lot. Arizona State doesn't have a shutdown corner per se at all. That's their weakest part of their team is their secondary. I think they're going to get exposed a little bit in the second half, especially. I think at Texas State we'll see what scheme Arizona State's running on defense and really be able to expose them second half. Their offense has looked great the past 3 or 4 years now. They had T.J. Finley last year, and
Yeah.
McLeod, you get McLeod after T.J. Finley. That's for Mountain Power 5 school. That's great luxury to have. So they're doing great work down there recruiting, and I think it shows up in the
Okay.
field this week, man. I think they get it done, but
Okay. So what we'll go ahead and do here is go ahead and get the last couple of picks here. And what we'll do is get my picks here with this game. Now, like I said, the over and under is 60. I don't know if they're going to cover. I
and
really don't. No, you're good, man. I don't know if they're going to cover. I think it's going to be a shootout. I really like your pick, but I do want to ask you. So you're saying Jordan McLeod, right? Is you take him over Riley Leonard right now, or the Texas A&M or LSU quarterback right now? Is he better? Go.
he's a better college quarterback for sure. I like him better in college, but he did it at James Madison last year, and he's doing it at Texas State this year. He's not doing it at a Power 4 school. So I mean that is a big competition difference, especially when you're looking at quarterbacks. That's why you don't have a lot of quarterbacks transferring up. You have a lot of them transferring
Mm-hmm.
down. A lot of other positions, but quarterbacks, it's rare you see a quarterback from even Tulane or something transfer up because it's hard as a quarterback, man. But I think he would do great in LSU's offense right now. The way their offense is designed, he's kind of like a Jaden Daniels. He's a little less accurate with the football, of course, but I like him better than Nussmeier for sure. Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. No,
McLeod's good, man.
I like him too. I like him too. I watched them the other night. They were blowing whoever they're playing out, so I turned it off for a little bit. Watched a couple drives though. Man, I like him. That's what it kills me. That's what kills me is Texas A&M in-state school. You can't get a better. You can't get Jordan McLeod. You can't find Jordan McLeod. Your scouting department, your guys who you have way more coaches in Texas A&M. Who I don't know how many more, but whoever more GAs and assistants and coffee boys they have that break down film and you can't go get you a Jordan McLeod.
They
This new
trusted their
recruiting,
guy.
man, it's getting really lazy. One
They
thing,
trusted their guy.
I'm on Twitter every day, since we started this, and we're, talking to players, getting film, which we'll go ahead and do some later in the year once we get some midseason film, once these high school seasons start ripping and rolling, to put out to some, high school players and really presenting them and showing the talent that's around the country. And every day, man, I see coaches drop your film, drop your film. They're just on Twitter recruiting, and NILs, I think they want to say the kids are really really lazy. I think these coaches are maybe have some liability too in it because I don't know. I think some of these guys are getting real lazy and they're just saying, okay, he had this many stars coming out of quarterback. He was just at this school, so we'll take him. What you think that they're maybe I'm too animated about it, but I just think it's real lazy. You have all this money, and it's real just Jerry Jones activity. Just
That's
assuming what you know is the best.
it's a fair point, but I mean, if you look at the national championship contenders every year, most of them don't have transfer quarterbacks. Ohio State, I mean, they got Will Howard this year, but they usually don't. Bo Nix is a transfer quarterback. He's a multi-year guy, not a 1 year. The 1 year stopgap guys. I don't think it's a great answer if you want to win a title. I think you can win 10 games, maybe 9 games, but to win a championship, I think you need that coexistence for your quarterback.
Yeah,
Just at that position, man. Any other position you can plug and play. But I think a quarterback. I think it'll. I don't know how long it'll be, but it'll be a while. I picked Oregon to win a championship. They ain't looking good though. So I don't know how long it's going to be before a transfer quarterback actually wins. Quinn Ewers a transfer too, but again, that's another one along the Bo Nix line. It's a Bo Nix line to quarterback. It's
what do you
transfer
mean, Cam
like a
Newton?
multi-year guy, not a 1 year stop, like a 1 year transfer. He was a multi-year transfer. Got to develop at Texas. That's why they're better now. It's not his first year at quarterback.
Okay, a multi-year, so a
Multi-year transfer.
multi-year quarterback that has won the national championships that's transferred. Okay, let
No,
me see if they're.
1
Yeah,
year quarterback. I don't even know if a multi-year quarterback's won since the playoffs started, but
a 1 year quarterback. Well, Cam Newton won. He's a 1 year. That's what I'm
okay,
saying.
Cam Newton, yeah, okay.
We got Cam. We got Cam Newton. When has there been any
I said the playoff
quarterback that
era.
have transferred? Yeah, no, but just since this, just to speak in general, has there been any quarterback that's won it from that's transferred? Let's think about it. We had Ohio State win it their very first playoff. None of them was transferred in.
Cardale Jones,
Bama. I mean,
Jacob Coker.
he transferred in. He was their starter for a year.
I think he was a multi-year guy though. I think he was the second year at Bama. I don't think he started.
Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then who else we got? Who was winning after Bama? Clemson was winning after Bama. Deshaun didn't, and Trevor. No, they didn't transfer. Who else we got? Kelly Bryant. He transferred out. He's horrible.
Yeah, he had to transfer out. Stetson Bennett won a couple.
He was a he was real weird. He went to JUCO, came back. He went to
Georgia first. So I don't know if you even count.
Yeah, he was different. You don't have to count him. Who else we got? That's pretty much all we got. That's pretty much
the same team's been winning. Same team's been winning.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But like you said, it's only a matter of time before a transfer quarterback gets in and gets one. I mean, it's only a matter of time. I don't think that hasn't happened because there's something wrong with the system or something. That's just because of a matter of time. It just hasn't.
It's because Georgia don't need transfers.
No, man. As long as they got Kirby Smart, man, they're looking a-okay. I don't care how many speeding tickets they get. They can go ahead and be in. We might see one go from Georgia to the Indy 500.
Hey, they probably win that thing too, man. They ain't slowing down for nothing.
No, that'd be crazy if we're just like screw it. I actually really like racing. I mean, but
hey, I can't say nothing. Urban Meyer was the same way.
Yeah, he was wild. Yeah, he's crazy. He's
to be a good program. Well, Alabama, a lot of guys get in trouble too, man, under Saban.
Yeah, they did.
Somehow he just did it. They were after college. They waited till after college with him.
Man, I was watching Trent Richardson on Coach JB's show. He was just talking about, bro, when we went Mark Ingram, me, Eddie Lacy, Derrick Henry.
TJ Yeldon.
I mean, come on, man. That's good. There needs to be a documentary about that running back room. That's another story. So okay,
we're gonna Drake.
Yeah, I mean everybody, bro. I mean we don't appreciate till it's later. You know, it's the Kobe thing, and we don't appreciate till it's over and it's gone. But it's gonna be like Nick Saban's gonna have the Tom Brady effect on everybody. Everybody's gonna love him at the end, which I think they've already started to turn around. I like Nick Saban a whole lot more than I did 2 years ago.
Oh, he was enjoyable on College Game Day when I watched him, so I'll give him that. Yeah. He's being pretty cool.
I didn't know he was from West Virginia. He's from West Virginia, but
somebody from West. Did you go to Marshall?
I don't know, but to think that somebody from West Virginia, as hard as it is to make it out of there, grew to be Nick Saban, so that's pretty nuts. But that was pretty much wraps up that game here for Texas State. My pick on that one, man, I truly don't know. It's a toss-up. The data is the same on both teams. They're both winning big. They're both scoring points. They're both out in the West. They both played a lot of similar. That's why I think it's going to be a great game. I will go ahead and rock with Sun Devils. Why? Just honestly being basic off just some names. They got guys from bigger schools. I do like their coach because when they won last week, he said, "Man, we're back to nobody. We are still nobody, and nobody cares about us." And then they came out and won big this last week. So last week of the Pick Six here, wrapping up for Week 3, last game that we have, we got Fafita and Kansas State. Now, man, I think Fafita, I love these West Coast games late night. Is it going to be another shootout? I actually don't know. I think Fafita we might get to see a real NFL type game for Fafita where he's going to have to slow down a little bit, maybe have to drain the clock a little bit and put together a full drive. I'm not saying he hasn't before, but when it's a little bit of a closer game and he's having to run 2 drives, do a little play action, boot and just hit the 4-yard pickup instead of trying to get the home run. I think this will be a good game for him to see NFL scouts and to see how he manages a different type of opponent. As far as picks, I'm going to go with Arizona. But what are you thinking, Gent? Let me go ahead and give you a
I'm
rundown.
interested to see Arizona coming off last week. They only scored 22 points against North Arizona. McMillan was held to 2 catches, 11 yards. After he put up 300 week one, I don't know if they were just maybe holding stuff back. They don't want to put a lot on film for K State. You know, the first.
But I just realized y'all can't hear me either. But all right, perfect. Dalton's yeah, he's back. So with Fafita coming out and them and McClellan not having a crazy big game, I mean, everybody's saying going in he's the best wide receiver probably in the nation coming in.
Yeah.
But or do you think they're going to answer back? Do you think they're going to be able to? I mean, Kansas State. I don't know. You like to just people just give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not hip on Kansas State. I don't know how they run their offense. But what do you think about Arizona? Are they going to be able to get the dub?
I'm so split on this game. I really like both teams a lot this year. Actually, the Big 12 to me is just 10 not really good, 10 good teams, and like 2 bad teams. You got Cincinnati in there, but
Yeah.
Kansas State, Arizona, Utah, Oklahoma State. I mean, you're gonna have dogfights. West Virginia, you're gonna have dogfights week in and week out in this conference. It's gonna be great to watch, and this is the first of many big games. But Fafita, man, you know how big I am on him. I don't think he's gonna have 2 bad games in a row.
Not too bad games in a row, as we're saying. Looks like we're having some issues with Dalton's camera, so that's great. Technology, man, we love it. But like I said, with this game, we'll go ahead and wrap it up with this game. Man, I don't know. I think Fafita will be able to get it done. If a lot of people are going to find out about Fafita, I think this week, a lot of people that know football and that know, you know, pretty much just what scouts are looking for. Fafita's kind of been on the list for a few years now. So I don't know. I think he'll be able to get the dub against Kansas State. I think it's a pick'em game. If you're going to bet it, I would stay away from the game, honestly. But that is, obviously your call. But what we're going to do here is finish up with NFL. NFL, man, we had a crazy first week. Got all of our scores in. Did your team lose? Did your team win? Are you hurt? Are you thin? We're hurt. I'm a Packers fan. We're hurt. Everybody knows that. But next couple weeks we'll see. Packers are really never good at this time of the year anyway, so I'm not stressing too much. But I know there's a few teams out here that are not looking as good as maybe they thought. One of them that's kind of sticking out to me is the Titans. Think they were -4 going in. Will Levis, everybody think this guy is just like Josh Allen 2.0 or something. So I don't know about it. I don't really think he is. But we'll see. So I think one thing that really stood out to me this year is just the lack of passing. We had 17 quarterbacks pass for under 200 yards. Now we did have one pass for 300. I think that was Tua. There were a lot of dink and dunk. But like I said, there's just not a lot of good passing going around the NFL. Unfortunately, I hate to be like a Debbie Downer hating, but college has been so much better so far. But that's your call, whatever you like. I know some people just like NFL no matter what, just because of they like their teams. And I mean, with transfer portal, these NFL teams are staying more consistent than the college, so I get it. But you go out with Kansas City. Everyone knows that game. That was that Thursday night game that started it off. Mahomes looking like he's going to get maybe another ring. Honestly, everybody's saying if he's the GOAT. If you get 3 in a row, you pretty much penciled in on Mount Rushmore. If you don't think he's a Mount Rushmore quarterback after that, you're pretty much just hating. So another one we want to go ahead and go to. Let's see here. Another one that stood out to me: Texans looking good. Sorry, C.J. Stroud looking good as normal. Man, he might be a top 5 quarterback. Honestly, I think looking back on it, and the Panthers taking Bryce Young over C.J. Stroud is just going to want to be those just monumental moments just in sports history. You just laugh out. And you just see teams being them. Charlotte Bobcats energy, Cleveland Browns energy, all that stuff. So if you want to move on to go ahead and them getting blown out by the Saints, not much to talk about that game. I think Bryce Young is not that good. He's just not Can't see over the line. I don't think everybody thought he was so accurate coming out of Alabama. Bryce Young, Bryce Young. I never bought it. I know a lot of people did, and I'm not the only one. But we'll go ahead and move on with the Chargers. Chargers are sleepers, man. I think the Chargers are big sleepers. They're going to have a big week coming up, but we'll go ahead and review that once we get further in the week. We're going to do another NFL game day preview. And another college. So not done for the week, but we just wanted to go ahead and really just throw out all the final scores and give us our thoughts because we haven't really been able to get on these past couple days. We got Gent back in here. But one thing I want to go ahead and go off before we let Gent just give us his thoughts. I won't bring up the Giants while you're on here, or I'll let you bring them up.
I'll do it.
But one thing I do want to say is the Eagles are looking great, man. And Saquon Barkley is turning back time, I guess, with him. He's had an injury history. So, I don't know. I think the Eagles are going to take the Bills spot in that, just assuming where they're going to be at the end of the year. I don't think the Bills are that team anymore. But out of all these games, I mean, you see Dolphins, Vikings get a dub over the Giants. I mean, Darnold, you all are making Sam Darnold look like the quarterback they thought he was coming out of USC. I didn't think he was that great coming out of USC, but
he looked good, man. Justin Jefferson,
good.
I think he can make any quarterback look good at this point. I think it's more on Justin Jefferson than Sam Darnold and our defense. Our front seven is supposed to be good. I don't know what happened to them. That's week. Giants, Panthers, who will get the first pick, baby? So we're battling for it now, it looks like. That game was ugly. I guess I'll start with that game. Yeah, that game sucked. Giants, Daniel Jones looked miserable. Even the Vikings players said they felt bad for him. They started to feel bad for him. I mean, when you know the other team saying that, you know things are.
Yeah, I was just kind of being silent there. That's my moment of silence for the Giants season, honestly. Man, I think the NFL just knows something. People want to, people always say the scripted argument, or the people want to say it's scripted, but the audacity for the NFL, in my opinion, to put the Giants on any sort of programming for football anyway all season. I mean, everybody was going to watch. Everybody was going to watch. I'm adding Dalton back in here, but you knew everybody was going to watch that, and the travesty that we had to watch be the Giants and their offseason fumble, and that is no pun intended, even though, Danny Dimes is Mr. Fumble. Man, I don't know. I don't think they are looking too hot. I don't think it's looking good for anybody on that team. Neighbors, sorry for you. You're a millionaire, and go get your money. Go get your money. Go get your money. Daniel Dimes might get you literally killed on the field, but hey, you're a good guy. I think that he should buy you dinner more often, Malik Neighbors. I think that you should maybe reconsider, maybe play hooky, maybe hold out. He's going to pull Jamar Chase on y'all. He's going to pull Jamar Chase on y'all. If you all don't get a quarterback in the building, you got to get a quarterback in the building.
Well,
I'm yelling, my microphone's going out. But
next year, I'm sure we'll get one.
I hope so. And you might get Shadur Sanders, and I don't know if that's a great pick anymore.
I don't either. Carson Beck.
You got to think. Well, going back and just reiterating with Shadur, you know how Shadur is like, well, I'm getting hit, and we're not that great at running. And what would you do? Does he not understand? He wants to be the number one pick. If you're going to be the number one pick, you're going to go to a team that's like that every week.
Unless you got lucky, like Caleb Williams got lucky, man. His defense and run game.
Right. They traded for him. They traded for him. It's different. They traded for him. So, another couple of these games, I guess we'll just go randomly here, not really in order. Some of these games are kind of boring. Big one I want to say is shout out Pats. Shout out Jacoby Brissett. I'm not a Jacoby Brissett fan. I always thought it was Jacoby Brisket. when I was a kid. But former Florida guy. I saw. Remember when we were at your house? I think 15 years old or something. He had a really big win for Florida.
Yeah, before he
Remember
transferred
that?
to state, we picked Driscoll over him, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was good for us when he played. He wasn't the reason they won necessarily. Their defense is going to keep him in every game this year. I think he just has to not make turnovers. I think that's why they picked him over May. He can control offense and not make turnovers. And there, Ramondre Stevenson looked fabulous, man. He looked
He
great.
did. He did look good. I like him, even though I got him in fantasy last year and he wasn't that good. But
The Bengals might have
yeah,
struggled stopping the run all year. I don't like their defensive front. They're going to have to improve in the D tackles if they want to make a playoff run. Because I mean, they need T. Higgins on the field too. T. Higgins might not even play this week. They're going to be 0-2. Let's just be real. They're going to be 0-2.
yeah, I don't think they're good, man. I think their coach isn't good. I think Burrow's obviously not that good. But when you got your best ball catcher, your best target on offense sitting out, it's never good for your locker room. I thought the 49ers weren't going to come out looking that great when you had Trent Williams, in and out, not in and out until the last minute. But man, they looked great. They stomped the Jets. Score doesn't look like they stomped them, but they stomped them. I mean, um, Jets are going to be a playoff team, but I don't think they are going to make a run. Don't think they're going to have the success that they've paid for. They're not going to get a big return on their investment. But Aaron Rodgers, I think I hate him. I think he's so
Oh,
washed.
this
He's
guy
so
hates him
washed.
more than anybody
He
else does, man.
he made some good throws. Yeah, I will give him that just because the quarterback play was so bad this past week. But man, I don't. He wasn't making Aaron Rodgers Green Bay rolling out the pocket throws. He wasn't
Speaking
making
of
those
that,
throws.
real quick, just the quarterbacks this week. Only 15 threw for over 200 yards. 15 out of
Oh yeah, I already
32.
said that. Yeah, that's what I
Oh
said.
yeah,
I said that when
yeah. And
your
then
cameras. Yeah, 17 was under 200. Only
only two
300 was
for
Tua.
over 300.
Yeah, Tua and who?
Stafford and a loss.
Yeah, he lost. I mean, yeah, that's
Right.
great. That's
So
great.
I
I'm talking
mean,
dubs.
3,500 yards this year might make you a really good quarterback.
That's what people are killing me. I was seeing on Twitter just Matt Stafford and Aaron Rodgers love, which I get it, they're good, but they lost the game.
Yeah.
They lost the game. I don't want to hear it. They lost the game. Matt Stafford missed a really big throw at the end of that game. Cost me money. But yeah, that's Bengals, Pats. Like I said, with the Jaguars, some people are saying Trevor Lawrence is a bust. I don't think he's a bust. I got to see him with another coach. Um, I got to see him with another coach. I have to because he does got potential. He just has a really vanilla offense, I think, and I don't know.
I just think he's in that owns division. He's the third best quarterback.
Yeah,
I got
I
Stroud.
mean, oh, that's what I said when your camera is messing out like it is again. Like I said, Stroud is top 5 quarterback in the league right now. Book it. I would take him right now. If I want to win a game over Aaron Rodgers over a season, just because Aaron Rodgers does have experience. But I mean, man, no experience is an argument too. You don't know what you don't know. Aaron Rodgers is used to losing games in January. That's what he does. I'm a Packer fan. I've seen it for years and years. Us have a great regular season, and then he goes around and messes up in the playoffs, and we lose to Russell Wilson or whoever it may be. But as winning a game, I'm going to take C.J. Stroud, and then in a couple of years, man, he's going to be the best quarterback in the league, hands down. I think he'll leap Burrow in a couple of years if he stays on the same trajectory. If he stays healthy. Burrow's got the argument that he hasn't been healthy, which I get and I sympathize for. I get it. I've messed my knee up, as thousands of others have. So I definitely get it. So, but another couple of those games, man, not too many more of these stick out. We got a good slate coming up this week, which we will go ahead and preview. So let's see here. I would say the Cowboys over the Browns. Now, a lot of people are trying to, calling for Jameis. We've heard that Green Bay called for Jameis, maybe made some inquiries about him. They called Tannehill possibly, they're saying. But looks like they're going to roll with Malik Willis coming up. I don't know how I feel about it. I like Malik Willis as like a Madden guy, run around and throw X, but as getting my team a real win on a Sunday, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to write him off, but that's all the crazy games. If you want to talk about Jaden Daniels, his performance, he did all right as a debut. Baker Mayfield's balling. Baker Mayfield's doing really good. Maybe looking like how the Browns should never gave up that dude. But I don't know. Out of all these games, it's really cliche, and I hate to say it. The Chiefs are looking the best, man. The Chiefs are looking like they haven't missed a beat. They haven't played a bad football game in a long time. So we'll see. We'll do, like I said, a deep dive into the preview this upcoming week. But man, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for episode 3. Yeah, episode 3, Home Squad Sports. Got plenty more stuff coming up later in the week. Like I said, with the college preview, we'll do a game day preview, review the Thursday night game of that Arizona State Texas State. So okay, man, we're really excited. Thanks for tuning in. Anyone that's tuning in now, present, in the future. So. Appreciate it, and y'all have a good one. Peace.